Yesterday, my godfather became unalive, and he was a man who violated my trust when I was 10 years old. And honestly, I didn't feel relief. I didn't feel grief. It just felt like information, because his physical absence doesn't undo what happened. And sadly, he wasn't the first. I only have tiny flashes from even earlier. My mind hid fragments in order for me to survive. The younger the wound, the deeper the dissociation. And my mind and body protected me by forgetting. It didn't begin with obvious harm. It started with grooming, with small gifts, small gestures, things that actually didn't have to be much to a child deprived of affection and, other basic needs. Because I accepted them, I carried this secret guilt, like I somehow invited this to happen to me. But trauma doesn't stay frozen. It repeats itself until it is healed. There's something called repetition compulsion, and it's when we find ourselves in situations that echo old harm. And it's not that we're choosing it. It's that our nervous system is conditioned to keep repeating it because it's trying to survive and it's screaming for healing. And when triggered, again, I froze, I fawned, I lost my voice. And because I didn't understand, I blamed myself. I judged myself for not fighting harder, for not knowing that what my body was doing, and what it was doing was just everything that it could to survive again. And what hurts just as much as what happened is how everyone around him reacted or didn't act. And in my family, my community, it's like they knew about it, but they acted as if they didn't know about it. It was normalized. They just act like nothing had happened. They drank with him, they hung out with him, they laughed with him. It was like nothing was wrong. There's rumors that other kids experienced this and they still just let him be by kids. I wasn't just betrayed by one person. I was betrayed by silence. And today my body trembled in sadness because this isn't just about one man becoming unalive. It's about grieving the trust that was broken and the safety that was stolen. And even though it's painful, every time I speak, I heal it. This is how I reclaim myself. There's a particular kind of shock, one that hits when it's someone that you love, someone that you've bonded with has actually violated your trust. It's not just emotional, it's actually biological. The nervous system reacts and logic vanishes. What you thought you would do doesn't happen. Your brain switches from logic mode and into survival mode. And you don't get to pick that response because your body picks for you instantly. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And none of them are conscious choices. And especially when it's someone that you love and have bonded with, your training, your knowledge, your preparation could actually go right out the window because the brain is just in complete confusion of how could this person be causing this harm to me? And you're just kind of put in default mode, and then you do whatever, your body does whatever it thinks that it needs to do in order to keep you safe. And what most people don't understand is that default setting, it can change. Your response to danger isn't always the same. It shifts depending on the threat and your relationship to it and your nervous system's learned behavior. You might freeze with one person, you might fawn with another, and you might fight with another and just completely shut down in another. So this doesn't make you weak, it just makes you human. Fawning is one of the most misunderstood trauma responses. It looks like compliance. It looks like going along with it, and it Looks like you didn't fight back, but it's survival. It's your body's way of saying, maybe if I'm kind, if I make them feel safe, I just might get out of this unharmed. And it's not because you wanted it. It's not because you agreed. It's because deep inside, your nervous system believed that this was the safest way for you to get through it. Many who fawn in adulthood learned this strategy in childhood when love was conditional, when saying no was unsafe, when they had to parent their parents and tiptoe around anger and be whoever others needed them to be. They learned be good, be agreeable, be small, and maybe you'll be safe. And that wiring doesn't disappear as we age. It actually reactivates in relationships, in intimacy, and in danger. Then comes the part that no one sees. The silence, the guilt, the shame. Why didn't I leave? Why didn't I scream? Why did I stay? Did I let it happen? And you didn't let it happen. It happened to you. And your nervous system, it made a split-second decision in order to protect you. But afterwards, we turn on ourselves. We become our own abusers with shame and silence and blame. Healing begins when you stop punishing yourself for how you survived. Your stillness, it wasn't surrender. Your kindness, it wasn't approval. Your compliance, it wasn't consent. It was all survival. And you didn't fail. You survived. And now with awareness and healing, you get to retrain your nervous system, and you teach it that survival doesn't have to mean silence anymore. You get to show it that you are safe to speak, you are safe to leave, you are safe to say no, you are safe to take up space. And the old survival strategies, they helped you once, but they're no longer protecting you. They are actually holding you hostage. And now safety, it looks different. Now you define it. As we heal, we learn to cultivate the healthy masculine within us, the inner father, the protector, the boundary holder. We learn that we don't have to abandon ourselves to keep the peace, that we don't have to betray our truth in order to avoid conflict, and we don't have to be good so that others don't get angry. We become our own protectors, and we learn what boundaries feel like in our body, and we trust ourselves to say enough. And this is what empowerment is. And we stop giving our bodies away just to feel wanted, needed, or safe. Your body is sacred, and you don't owe anyone access to it, even if they love you, even if you've shared a connection before. You're not here to be consumed. You're not here to perform, and you're not here to reenact trauma in the name of liberation. This isn't about shame. It's about sovereignty. It's about understanding why you reacted the way you did, and then stepping into a future of where you don't have to abandon yourself in order to survive. You are allowed to reclaim your body, your boundaries, your voice, your worth, and your sacred no, and your sacred yes.